Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Seoul Lee from Korea Nuclear Energy Promotion Agency. I deeply appreciate all of you for being with us tonight. And also, I would like to say congratulations for all of you who made it up to this place. Before we start the welcome reception orientation, we will have a time to take a commemorative photograph. So may I ask all of the participants and the judges to come forward for the photograph. Please come forward. Previously, the photographer asked me to make your pose in 3 different ways so that they could publish those pictures in the newspaper. So first would be just standing pose. So I would ask you to come all forward. Thank you. Now, we will start welcome reception and orientation of the 2011 International Nuclear Energy Olympiad. I would like to introduce Mr. Youngjin Yang, the Director of Social Communication Division from Korea Nuclear Energy Promotion Agency. He will deliver a welcome speech for us. Mr. Yang, please come to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seoul, Korea. First of all, I'm Youngjin Yang, Director of Social Communication Division from Korea Nuclear Energy Promotion Agency, the hosting organization of the 2011 International Nuclear Energy Olympiad. I'm pleased to welcome all the participating students and judges of the 2011 International Nuclear Energy Olympiad. I appreciate your effort and the contribution for this Olympiad. This significant event, taking place from today till September 30th for 4 nights and 5 days, is the world's first international nuclear event to share the recent research and give a presentation under the theme of a plan for gaining public acceptance of nuclear energy in your own countries. Through the fair evaluation, you have finalized 2 teams from 2 countries out of 35 teams from 22 countries who apply for this Olympiad event. I would like to extend my congratulations to the finalists who are now with us tonight. Also, I would like to thank Mr. Ian Hall-Leahy and Mr. Francois Holset from WNU for all their interest and participation. Despite their busy schedule, they always have been a great support to us as a judge and an invited speaker. This Olympiad starts with the final contest tomorrow, and there will also be a technical tour on 28th and a cultural excursion on 29th. During your stay here in Korea, I hope you can experience both Korean nuclear industrial facilities and the Korean culture as first-hand and make a valuable memories. I expect this event to be a great opportunity to propose a new model of the public acceptance of nuclear energy to many other countries, newly introducing or expanding nuclear power generation. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Yang, for the warm welcoming message. We'll now ask Mr. Francois Barchet, am I right? For the congratulatory message. He is currently a technical advisor at World Nuclear Association. Please welcome Mr. Francois Barchet.
Good evening to all of you. It's such a pleasure to be here with so many people around. I want to express deep thanks on behalf of my director, WNU director. You may be a little confused about WNU, WNA. In fact, WNA is the World Nuclear Association. That's an association of a trade association, an industry association for the industry, nuclear industry, the mining companies, the utilities, the vendors, different consultancies, companies that work around the nuclear fuel cycle. And normally its director, John Rich, Ambassador John Rich, should be here tonight, but he unfortunately had to go to India, so he couldn't be with us, and I'm sure he deeply regrets not to be able to be with us tonight. I'd like to thank CONEPA for initiating this event. We had a meeting earlier this year in London, and I must say that the World Olympiad, we didn't know what it was about. But apparently, we managed, thanks to all, to do something out of this world and to do an interesting 3-4 days in Korea. I'd like to thank all the people who cooperated with us in London and in Seoul to make this event happen. I thank also the Korean nuclear industry and the Korea to host this unique first international Olympiad. In the 70s and in the 80s, nuclear industry was really more like a national affair. Every country was developing its own design, its own industry, with its own utility. Maybe with the exception of the US industry, which started to export their light water reactors in the 70s. In the 21st century, it's totally different. We are really becoming a global industry, and you are a living proof of it. Why a global industry? Because we are facing global challenges, and nuclear energy can be a global answer to global problems like climate change, access to electricity in areas where people don't have electricity, energy independence, and also more economic certainty. Korea is a living example of an incredible success in the past 40 years. When you look back 40 years, there was barely maybe 50 years, I should say, barely little industry in this country. And I guess you have seen it from the airport to the hotel, all the industry everywhere along the road from the airport. This country is also a big success for nuclear energy. 6th country by nuclear energy production, and more, a surprise winner of a US $20 billion bid with the United Arab Emirates in 2009. In fact, it's no surprise, because it's all due to hard work, and I should say very hard work in this country. Scientific development as well, learning from others, sure, but also a good knowledge transfer between generations. Korea is a living example of globalization in nuclear industry today. Another example of globalization is under our amazed eyes. 20 young but already committed people representing 10 different countries of the world. You have all done an incredible work this summer, meeting people, doing surveys, meeting senior people, younger people, trying to understand what was going on in their mind, why they were in favor or not of nuclear energy, why they didn't know anything about it, why they think they know about it, but maybe not what you expected. I just want to quote one of my famous French leaders. He's called Pierre de Coubertin. You may not have heard of him. He was the French politician who started the first Olympiad at the turn of the 20th century. And what he says is really very applicable today. He said, in any competition, the most important thing is not to win, but to take part. So that I would say that you already won that, the chance to take part. Keep this in mind during these 3 days. Benefit from the other teams, share your ideas, your ideals, your hopes, but also difficulties. Try to stay in touch with each other in the coming months, years. Enjoy the coming days. Some of you are making lifelong memories of this event, so enjoy it at your best. Participate. Not everyone will win, but that's not the important thing in my respect. So thanks to Korea, CONEPA, and my colleagues at WNU for this event and for allowing me also to take part into this. And thanks for coping with my terrible French accent.
Thank you, Mr. Boucher. Now I would like to introduce the members of a jury who will review and evaluate all of the team's presentation for tomorrow. Please give a round of applause for the members whenever their names are called. Mr. Ian Hoare-Lacey, Director of Public Communication of World Nuclear Association. Would you please stand up? Thank you. Again, Mr. Francois Barchet, Technical Advisor of World Nuclear Association. So Mr. Barchet and Mr. Hoare-Lacey will be giving a lecture tomorrow. Not only they will judge your presentation, but also will give you a lecture. There are 2 other judges who's not joining us tonight, but we'll introduce them tomorrow. So thank you all the members of jury. And I ask you for the fair evaluation. Then I would like to ask Mr. Ian Hoare-Lacey to introduce the evaluation criteria and also some important points that you have to keep in mind during your presentation. Please come to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's certainly a great honour to be involved in this initial Olympiad, and it has been tremendous to go through the papers, and we're looking forward very much to the PowerPoint presentations tomorrow. So what I've got really at the moment is some notes on our going through the papers and some comments about the criteria and things that we had in mind as we did so. I think the first point to make is that there was a very good standard of English in most of the presentations, and we're conscious that for many of you that's a second or maybe a third or fourth language. So well done on that point. But just as I had to do as we were going through the papers, to keep in mind that the topic is a plan for gaining public acceptance of nuclear power. And those are the 2 key things that are the criteria. The analysis of national characteristics was very well done in some of the papers, and we were impressed with that. And I think Malaysia and South Korea come to mind in that regard. Not all of the papers homed in on the male-female differences, although many public surveys showed that there are quite significant differences in most countries. Most of the papers did a very good job sort of sorting out both short and long-term perspectives, things that were done such as advertising, which is sort of short-term, and as distinct from education, which is very long-term. It is doing things now which will be reflected in population's attitudes in 5, 10, 20 years. And perhaps a plan for a country which already has nuclear power needs not only to have that short and long-term aspect, but also a reactive aspect. That is to say, how do you react when nuclear power suddenly becomes newsworthy? And of course, some of us have had to do quite a bit of reacting in the last 6 months. I think in that first week after the Fukushima accident, I had 133 media interviews in London, most of those on air, just in 7.5 days. It was quite intense. That's the reactive angle anyway. But we didn't evaluate on that, but I just make the comment. We didn't look at it. An angle on this long and short-term aspect was the question of parents being differentiated from their children, and the Canadian presentation made some interesting comments there. An interesting thing that came out was the different levels of trust in government and different levels of involvement of government in the plans that were put forward and the system generally. It was interesting, the Russian paper was closely tied to Rosatom work with some recommendations for how that might be sharpened up. A few papers made a point of using third-party advocates, not simply experts, especially Turkey. By third-party advocates, I mean academics and people who are high profile in the community, but who are obviously not tied to the industry and don't have any, are not seen to be in its pocket or beholden to it. They are always much more credible, and I'll come to some comments in a minute on radiation in that regard. Some of the teams had taken some professional PR advice, which I thought was smart. We were surprised, I think, that there wasn't, apart from a couple of papers, not much use of medical applications being used as a way in to talk about radiation and so on. This is probably actually very important in all countries, and it's certainly been the means of some people changing their minds about nuclear power, where there's in fact a significant use of nuclear medicine. It's radiation which spooks many people and creates an irrational fear, as I'm sure you're all well aware. There was, in many papers, some creative use of internet and social media, and we believe that that is important, even if our generation doesn't do it quite as much as yours. But we would commend that emphasis. I think one of the biggest things about that we were looking for and trying to get a feel for was the difference between communicating facts and addressing people's feelings. And most papers did note that there was a distinction here without actually doing a great deal about showing how to do the feeling part. The Korean group, for instance, made the comment that negative attitudes due to the difference between what people know and what they feel, and that this really needs to be a significant part of the practicality of any plan. When fear is involved, members of the public are simply not rational, and we need to communicate in a way that reassures and not just with facts. Canada approached this by talking about product placement, the image of nuclear power, not just the facts about it. For instance, too, and another related thing is if we talk too much about safety, we tend to be heard as saying that we have a uniquely dangerous industry, which of course is not true. It took a huge natural disaster to trigger a major accident in March at Fukushima. The huge natural disaster took the lives of 20,000 people. The nuclear accident killed nobody. It destroyed 3 reactors without a single further death or serious injury. And that says something about nuclear safety. But the point is, if we make too much of a thing about it in our public profile, we are seen to be saying something different. That is to say, look out, we're sitting on a time bomb. But I'll say more about that tomorrow morning. The point is that we need to push the positives, that is clean energy, giving continuous, reliable supply of electricity on a large scale and at competitive cost, and only really be drawn into talking about safety when other people raise it or when it's specifically questioned. So just a few final smaller comments. Now, I did say I'd make some comments about radiation, but I think the the whole ogre of radiation, I think we just need to grapple with. It's a very, very long-term project, I think. WNA is starting to do some things. In fact, I've got a little short 10-minute video on this computer about radiation, aiming to get to the general public. But it's very fact-based, and it's got some world experts on radiation. But the point is the nuclear industry itself actually can't sell that message that radiation is A, natural, and B, it's not harmful unless you get it in extremely large doses. And the same goes for a whole lot of things. Radiation is not very special in that regard. But we in the industry can't actually say that. This is where we really need the third-party advocates, the people who are outside of nuclear power, to be saying it. They're the ones who will be credible on that point. So just to finish off with a couple of small comments, Russia had some very plain speaking on disinformation. It said that liars are to be taken to court. We both liked that. One team based their plan, however, on what should be done in Japan rather than in their own country, which was not quite the point of the exercise. And we just comment too that the Japan team itself was addressing really a very specific situation, which we hope nobody else will have to address for quite some time. Thank you very much. I hope those comments are helpful to you.
Thank you, Mr. Morlacey. So all speakers, please keep in mind the evaluation criteria for tomorrow's presentation. To add one thing on top of Mr. Morlacey is that the presentation time. You are given 15 minutes, and 3 minutes before 15 minutes, we will lift the signing board to let you know that your time is up in 3 minutes. So make sure you keep the presentation time so you're not exceeding the time. All right, for this time, I would like to spend a few minutes for the draw. Everyone's guessing what that is, but the presentation term for tomorrow will be decided by this lot. So I would ask one representative from each team to come up to the front, and the drawing turn will be decided by the alphabetical order by country. So I guess from Canada will be the first to take turn. And the second team would be from Indonesia. Can you come from Indonesia? Oh, sorry, India. I'm sorry, India. So what's the number? 4. Good, congratulations. Okay, the third team will be from Japan. The number is 5th. Thank you. 6. Okay, the next one is Korea. Please say the number when you open it. Third. Okay, the next team is Malaysia. Okay, the next one is Mongolia.
First.
Congratulations. Next one, Russia. Second. Next one is Turkey. Romania. I don't have that in the... Okay, Romania. Sorry for the interruption. Now it's Turkey. Am I right?
Yes.
Good.
Eight.
8. So the last but not least, USA. You have no choice. Okay, I would ask all the representatives to place in order, to stand by order, the first, second, third, so from the left to the right. Okay, now I would ask from the left corner here, tell your team name and where you're from.
Hello, I'm from Mongolia and my team name is Mongol. Mongolian.
Let's give a big hand. The next one,
Hello, I'm from Russia and the team name is Mifi.
Mifi. Thank you.
Hello, nice to meet you. And I'm from Korea, and our team name is Korean Nade.
Hello, myself Nitin Singh from India, and my team name is Anu Shakti, which means Anu means atom, Shakti means power, power from atom. Anu Shakti.
I'm Kelly, I'm from the United States, and our team name is Lawrence Lions.
I'm from Japan and our team name is Nuclear Olympiad.
And my team name is DPO for heavy water.
Hello, I'm from Turkey. My team name is NEA, which means Nuclear Energy Acceptance in Turkey.
Hi, I'm from Malaysia and my team name is Sri Kainta.
Hi, my name is James and I'm from Canada and my team name is Team Steel.
Thank you, everyone. Well, I hope all of you are satisfied with your turn. All right, good luck. Go back to you. So thank you for your kind attention. From now on, we'll enjoy the food. And feel free to socialize with different friends and colleagues from all around the world. And also, there's one important announcement I have to make for all of you. The individual photo shoot will be taken on the way out. So please stand by in front of your poster so that the photographer will take a photo shoot of each person. And this is for the press release, so make sure you smile. Okay, enjoy your food. Thank you. So we thank you for being with us tonight. This is the end of the welcome reception and orientation, and I hope all of you have enjoyed this night. I wish you have a great and valuable time during this very first International Nuclear Energy Olympiad for about 1 week ahead. And one announcement I have to make is that when you go back to your room, any snacks or drinks in the refrigerator is charged under your room, so please be informed about that. Okay, so good night. You have a big day tomorrow. Take a good rest. Thank you.